What's up, Jags fans? Thanks for watching another Jags video cast. We're doing another video where we're breaking down prospects and we're breaking down free agent signings the Jags have had. So today we are jumping into Rodney Gunter and Al Woods. Both D linemen, and both, interestingly enough, are coming from 3-4 defenses. So before we jump into that, if you haven't yet watched our Tyler Eifert, Joe Schobert breakdown, make sure you do that. It's on our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at Another Jags Pod, Instagram, Another Jags Podcast. Search it up. Follow us. Tell me what breakdown you like to see. Tell me what you think. Anything I missed, any terminology I messed up, I probably did. I always do, so that's the way it goes. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right into the film. We're going to start with Rodney Gunter. And again, interesting. 2 D linemen we signed from 3-4 defenses. Rodney Gunter is coming from the Arizona Cardinals, who is going to play their 4 technique defensive end. And then Al Woods we signed from the Seahawks, who plays nose tackle in their 3-4 defense. So interesting to think about. I mean, signing all these 3-4 guys. Josh Allen's a 3-4 guy. Miles Jack, prototypical linebacker in a 3-4. A lot of things pointing toward there may be some sort of hybrid or amoeba defense maybe that we could be running next year. I'd love to see it. I mean, I think we are talented out. At defensive tackle, it's not a very loaded room right now. It was kind of a weakness going into this season, losing Calais Campbell, obviously, and Marcel Darius. We could always draft someone. Brown from Auburn is a good guy everyone's looking at. Kinlaw from South Carolina, another guy that could come in and move into this defense. But interesting question. Could we move to a 3-4 next year? I don't know. I think a lot of people are discounting it pretty quickly, but who knows what could happen. All right, let's look at the film right off the bat for Rodney Gunter. Rodney Gunter's a big boy, 6'5", 304. His last 2 years, he's been very, very productive in Arizona. I think he's got 5.5 sacks over the last 2 years or something like that. Really, really good player. The things he does well, sheds blocks, very powerful, lower body, arms, everything. 2 things that are very underrated in defensive lineman is his ability to accelerate and his ability to de-accelerate, and we'll see why that's important in some of this film. He's got a high motor, and he can line up in the 3 technique, he can line up in the 4 technique, he can line up in the shade. So he can do all sorts of things. That's what you want. If you look at the film here, this is week 10 against the Buccaneers, and right now he's lined up in what's called the 4-eye technique. Now, every defensive line coach has a different technique scheme of things they call it. For general purposes, we will call what this is on the inside shoulder of the tackle as the 4-eye. It's very common in the 3-4 defenses for the end to line up in the 4-eye technique. If he comes to Jacksonville, we stay in the 4-3. All he would have to do is slide over to the inside shoulder of the guard, and then now he's in a 3 technique, and he's playing D-tackle in a 4-3. So it's very interchangeable, I think, especially with guys like this, to flip in and out of different spots if they want to. So we'll see on this play. He's going to be lined up here. He's going to get a one-on-one with Alex Kappa, the guard, and he's just going to use his motor. He's going to push through to the backfield and to get a sack on Jameis Winston. This is like a prototypical sack you want to see from an interior defensive lineman. You want to see the guy just push his guard into the quarterback, get a hand on him, and wrap it up. I mean, that's what you want to see. Doug Marrone, Jags coach, said that he complimented Gunter on his ability to stop the run, but if you can get after the passer from the interior, that's what you want to see. This next one's a sack as well, and then we'll move into some other run stopping fits that he does. And they're playing the Steelers. This is week 14. Devlin Hodges, not the most experienced quarterback. He's going to blow through the guard here again using his strong body. He's going to fall back, and he's going to catch Hodges trying to scramble. Here's what's interesting about this play here is he's going to begin lined up, and he's lined up in a straight 4 technique. He's lined up over the head of the tackle, but he's going to end up with a one-on-one with David DeCastro. David DeCastro is a 2-time All-Pro, 5-time Pro Bowler. I mean, the ability to push him into the backfield, to collapse the pocket, disengage from the guard, and then make the tackle is what you want to see, and that's how you can rack up a lot of sacks, especially in a defense like ours that projects to have a lot of speed. Being able to do things like that and keep the quarterback in the pocket is going to be very, very big for Gunter this year. All right, this next one, this is week 10. This is going to be another sack here. And this is what I like about this sack is that he shows his ability to break down and change directions. This de-acceleration thing, that's very difficult for someone who's 304 pounds to do, right? So Jameis Winston's going to do a pretty weak play action, and you're going to get a sack. Now, what's going to really happen here is DeMar Dotson, the tackle for the Buccaneers, if you look over here, he's going to get the wrong play. I mean, he's just totally going to get the wrong play. I don't know where he's going, but he's going to give a free release to Gunter. And then Gunter breaks down and makes – I mean, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see out of a defensive tackle. Being able to do that will take him very, very far in this defense for sure. All right, this next one I like. We're going to see him actually play the run here. Now, keep in mind the 49ers are one of the best running teams in the league. I mean, they ran their way through the playoffs last year. Raheem Mostert in this 49ers offensive line went rampant in the playoffs. We're going to see a nice little play here from Gunter. I think here, is he lined up in? No, he's going to be lined up in the shade position. He's going to get down the line. He's going to make the tackle on Mostert. If we look at this from the end zone, we can see where he's at. I believe he's lined up in the 4-eye. Okay, there he is again. Okay, so we got the tight end here. That's the strong side. He's going to be lined up on the 4-eye on the inside shoulder of the tackle. This is George Kittle, one of the best run-blocking tight ends in the league. Justin Skull is a rookie. He's going to make a rookie move here and try to get to the second level, I think, when he shouldn't, and he's going to wrap back around and try to block, but he can't. But look, he's going to get down the line. He's going to make the tackle. This is what you want out of a run-stopping defensive lineman. You want him to be able to get lateral down the line of scrimmage. Once he gets into his gap, a lot of D linemen get what's called upfield, and that's they go toward this apex here, and they get toward the quarterback. In case it's a play action, they want to get a sack, things like that. A disciplined D lineman will scrape down the line of scrimmage and make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. It's what you want to see. That's textbook how you play the run as a defensive lineman. We'll watch it one more time here because I accidentally clicked back. George Kittle, terrible block. Pushes him right into him. Great job, George. He knows it. All right, this next play, this is against the Lions, okay? This is going to be Week 14. And now here's what I wanted to bring up, because now we're starting to see his versatility along the defensive line. Yeah, Al Woods was brought into play, probably the nose, that real interior. But here, Gunter shows he can play in the shade as well. So Detroit's going to be in a very, very heavy formation. You can see, I think they have an extra tackle and a tight end over here. 2 backs in the backfield. I mean, this is run all the way, okay? And what's good to see is you're going to see Gunter get all the way down the line again, find the gap, and then tackle. I believe that's LeGarrette Blount. LeGarrette Blount in the backfield. Okay, but this angle is what really makes it difficult. So take a look here. Our boy Gunter is going to be here. He's lined up in the shade over the tackle, but if you think about it, with the tackle over and the tight end, he's still lined up in what would be, the 3 technique or the 4 technique. So they just shift the line of scrimmage over, and look right here. Like, what is going on at this point? You have so many guys. There's so much that's called, window dressing in the way. His ability to shoot the gap, find the back, get hands on him, and tackle him is really what makes him a really good run stopper. And that's what we've missed. It's what we've needed for a long time here in Jacksonville. And I'm glad that we have someone who is like really, really sound against the run. Okay, here's the last one we're going to see. This is Week 16. Again, he's going to play his shade technique. This is against the Chargers. Tyrod Taylor is going to get a little orbit motion out of the backfield. They're going to do a little sweep to the outside, and Gunter is going to catch him right in the gap. This is so sound. This is so technical. Again, it looks basic, but if we look at it from the end zone, think about what a D lineman is seeing. Okay, he's lined up in the shade. At the snap, he's going to knife into his gap. He's not going to get too far upfield, and he's going to make the play. It's like right here. I mean, he's got a dude. Michael Schofield is diving at his ankles. He's getting engaged up here. I mean, this is your classic high-low block. Should have been a chop block. And he's going to fight through it, find the back in the gap, and make a tackle on a speedy running back. I mean, that's quality play right there. And that's something that we're going to see out of Gunter, I believe, a lot this year. So, all in all, Gunter, I think, is going to fit this defense well. I think it's going to turn out to be a great signing for the Jags. We have him for 2 years. If he does well, I mean, he's young. I think he's only 28, so he could be on this team long-term and survive this rebuild. And who knows? Maybe they'll switch to a 3-4. And I'm not just saying that because of Gunter. I think also Al Woods has some pretty interesting film for a nose tackle, which is I'm excited to get into. But before we get into that, we're going to take a quick break. So hang tight, and then we're going to talk about and look at some film for Al Woods. All right, guys, welcome back to another Jags podcast. This is a special video cast where we're breaking down film on some of the Jaguars free agent signings. Again, if you didn't see our Eifert-Schobert one, that one was pretty good. I thought that the film shows how they're going to contribute. And as they say, you know, film don't lie. Film don't lie. I mean, I'm hearing all this stuff about how Eifert is a great run blocker, and he probably is, but the film shows that he did not run block a lot last year. He lined up in the slot. He basically was like a big, tall slot receiver. So if you get into the film, you can kind of see players for who they really are and how they'll really contribute. I don't see Eifert contributing as a run blocker a lot. Doesn't mean he can't do it, but he just hasn't shown on film that he can. So it's okay. That's, you know, he might not be brought in as a run blocker. He's brought in as another receiver. Film don't lie. We're talking about Al Woods here. Al Woods is a big boy defensive lineman. I mean, I say defensive lineman, I'm talking nose tackle. 6'4", 330. I mean, 330, that's a big boy. I mean, he's on a one-year deal, so it's interesting to see how things will shake out. He's played for a bunch of different teams in his career. He's 33 years old. Last season, he played in 14 games. He had 16 solo tackles, but 32 combination tackles. But what he does more than tackles is eat up gaps. So, again, another guy that's coming from a 3-4 defense. If you look at the Seahawks across the line here, let me make this – that's the wrong one. Let me make this big for you here. And you'll see that there's 3 down linemen. You got 2 linebackers out here playing the edge. Here's Clowney. Is he going to be in Jacksonville? I don't know. 2 linebackers here, and then your nickel corner or one of your corners is walk down here. A nose tackle has to be able to what's called 2-gap. And what that means is basically you put your hands on the center or you put your hands on the guard and you play 2 gaps. You don't let them run the ball straight through your gap, through either of the A gaps. And not only can Al Woods do that, but he has effort, he can pursue, and he's more athletic than he looks. And we're going to look at some film that shows that. This first one is week 10. This is going to be against the 49ers. Again, another team who runs the ball a lot. The teams know they're going to run. They know they're going to run. It's a staple of their offense. And honestly, I'm here for it. Okay, Al Woods is going to be lined up in the shade. All right. He sees the fullback. Look, at this point right away, look how quickly Al Woods is moving toward the ball. Like, you see Clowney, you see guys like that do it, and you kind of expect it because they're linebackers or DNs. But look how quickly Al Woods gets laterally and then is able to make the tackle on the running back before the guard can get there. It's going to be a nice little soft block here. I think this is Weston Richburg, I believe. And look, he's going to keep. If you watch it from the overhead, look at him here. Look how he was able to keep his left shoulder free and allowing him to make the block as he gets lateral. That play right there is what an elite nose tackle does. Now, does he do this every play? I don't think so. But this play right there was the play of an elite nose tackle. If you can do that every single play, you got something there. We'll see, though. I can't see him sliding into a 3 technique, which makes me think that there's going to be some sort of hybrid schemes there where we run a little bit of 3-4. Odd man fronts. All right, this next one is going to be week 2. All right, week 2. And this one's going to be interesting because we do have a little bit of a hybrid front here, but look at where the ball is. It's kind of a tackle over situation, so he's still playing the shade of the nose. And he scoops and catches James Conner like in the outside C alley gap. And it's impressive, really, for a D lineman. If you look at it from the end zone film, again, at the snap, he gets laterally so quick. I mean, he's on par with Clowney here. And he reads the ball, and he's going to, from here, see this gap open up. He's going to shoot it on the backside and playing through it. And that's what you want to do as a nose tackle. And if he can do a little bit of that here in Jacksonville, we're sitting pretty, boys. Okay, this next play I'm a big effort guy, okay? Effort does not show up on stats. Effort doesn't show up on a PFF rating. Effort isn't anything unless you watch the games, okay? Nothing about this play will come up on Al Woods' stats besides a tackle. But look how impressive this play is, okay? Al Woods is going to be in the slot. Kyle Allen's going to drop it down to Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to run up the field. 25 yards down the field, look who's there making the tackle. Al Woods here, his job is to 2-gap. His job is to make sure they don't run the ball between the seams. That's his only job. When you hear do your job, that's his job, okay? He's going to bring a double team on. He's going to identify the screen well, I guess he does too. He's going to identify the screen. He's going to disengage the block. Our boy Al Woods is going to pursue Christian McCaffrey down the field and make a tackle. That's effort, man. That's effort. It doesn't show up on the stats. I love it. That's what your defense needs. I'm really looking forward to seeing that on the Jags this year. I'm gonna cut that clip and put it on Twitter and tag him in it, because players understand the importance of effort and when fans don't. All right, this next one is against the Bengals, week 1, man, week 1, and you're gonna see Al Woods. This is an example of his being aware, his situational awareness. He's been in the league for a long time. And his athleticism. Andy Dalton, weak play action. He's going to – I guess the ball slips out of his hands. I don't know. And Al Woods gets the ball and runs. I mean, look at this, man. The team loves this guy. Anytime a team gets so hyped around a player like that, then you know they love the guy. All right, so here he is again. He gets the call in late. Doesn't even know what he's doing, right? Sheds 1 block, 2 block. Bang, right place, right time. Heads up. Let's go. Going the other way. Love it, man. I love to see it. All right, this is the last play for Al Woods, and we're going to wrap it up. This is week 10. This is a sack, all right? He's, again, the 49ers. He played pretty well against the 49ers. The 49ers are going to come out in your basic 11-man formation. That's a tight end, a running back, 1-by-2 formation. And Al Woods, again, effort, change of direction, things you want out of an – look at the flex on him in the air. Look at this. Big boy lineup shade. He's shading to the weak side here. Oh, now it's the strong side. And he's basically just going to use his arms to disengage, find Jimmy Garoppolo, slam him down to the ground. That's how you do it, baby. RKO, take him to the ground. Look, guys, I'm pumped about these signings. I think I'm a little more pumped about the idea that we may show a little bit of a 3-4 scheme. If I'm the Jags, what do you have to lose? You're probably in the last year of your coaching staff. I mean, what does Todd Wash have to lose at this point? Line up in a 3-4. Change it up a little bit. Use your speed rushers on the outside. Look, I think Lorente McCray is a very good outside 3-4 linebacker. They re-signed him. I think that's the signs are there pointing. They didn't want Ngakoue back. Ngakoue probably doesn't fit that mold as much as a guy like Josh Allen does. That's pretty telling to me. Schobert's a pretty smart guy. When they're nickel packs, he's still going to be in the middle of the field, kind of running that same Mike position. Miles Jack can get outside and cover slot receivers and can cover tight ends in the middle of the field. There's a lot to be said about this. If they can bring in another linebacker, then I think that this team could be looking toward a more of a hybrid defense. But don't know. Who knows what could happen? That just makes sense to me. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to give us feedback. You can leave it in the comments on YouTube. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can hit us up on Instagram, all those things. Let us know who you want us to break down next. I think I'm going to start breaking down prospects in the draft next. So be looking for some of that. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, go Jags.